Alright, as a request, I had some people ask me about navigating Windows 8 and maybe some stuff they need to know. So I'm making this little video of getting around in Windows 8. I'm using a virtual machine, so as you can see uh, here, it's not actually a Windows 8 computer, it's a Windows 8 installed virtually inside my computer, but it works just the same. You'll see all the same features and everything, just like you would in any other. So here you can see when the computer starts up, it didn't ask me for an email address and password. That's because mine's virtual and yours is probably desktop version, so that's the only real difference between the two, but they start up the same way. So here we're looking at the start menu. As you can see here, we have many apps or applets, depending on what you want to call them. And this is not typically what people are used to seeing when they first start the computer. Just a rundown of some stuff here. When you can customize each one of these applets to do what you want it to do. So, like, say the Bing here. Of course, your mail, you can attach whatever mail service you have to it. People, it can be like Facebook, Twitter, stuff like that. Messaging, same way. Now, there are things that you need to be aware of, that when you made the email address and password and everything, that does give you access to the Microsoft Store. So if you need other things like Microsoft Word or maybe the whole Office suite or something like this, like I got this right here, this NASA Be a Martians thing, and I installed a few of these. But anyways, the store, the Microsoft Store over here, allows you to get all these apps that you want. Of course, my PC is not connected to the internet right now. So anyways, that's where you would go to get some apps and all that other stuff. Now, navigating around, once you go somewhere and you do something, let's say we go to the desktop here, how do you get back there? So you get back there over in the lower left hand corner. You see my mouse. If I go down the bottom here, you push your mouse all the way to the left hand corner, you can click and it takes you right back to the start window. Now there's one other way of doing this. If you take your mouse all the way to the right side, either top or bottom, either one, you will get here, and then you can click the start window and it takes you right back here. Also over here, as we're looking, there's a few features that you need to be aware of. The search feature is cool, but the settings one is probably the most important here. It allows you to set up your network, speaker volume, keyboard if you're using a touchscreen, shut down your computer or change PC settings. And this deals mainly on like personalizing your computer and devices attached and so on and so forth. But anyways, back to our desktop here. You can see there's no start menu. You can attach stuff that are open down here just like you could in Windows 7. But this is what blows people away. No start menu. What do I do here? Well, Internet Explorer, Firefox, all those, they'll still operate just the same. They'll open up. And you can get stuff, you can download stuff. And when you download something, just for an example here, when I downloaded stuff from Internet Explorer and it installs it, it put its own little applet over here. So I've been using this for other things other than just play around with Windows 8. But anyways, anything you install from the Microsoft Store is going to make a little applet in here. I installed this Google applet from the Microsoft Store, so I made a nice, pretty, colorful one. Stuff that are outside the Microsoft Store is going to make a separate one. Now, some important things you need to be aware of that maybe you might need to get to, and that's like the control panel, some other areas. Now, you can do a lot of that stuff by going in here into the settings and getting into main features. Or there's some other stuff here. Or you can always do a search for stuff. Now, when you do a search for stuff, it will look through everything. But that's not exactly always the kosher thing. You don't want to be sitting there going to search. If you right-click in any of the void area over here, you'll get all apps, which basically does the same thing, only you don't get a search box over here. So then you can get to your control panel and all that other fun, happy stuff that you might want to get to that maybe you need to get to. And if you just hit escape, it'll take you back to wherever you were before. Now, I'm just going to open up a bunch of stuff here. Let's do that one. And let's do that one. And let's go back to the start menu. Now, you have a bunch of stuff open. You've been doing a bunch of stuff here. And say you need to get back to one of the Internet Explorers that we have open. Well, if you put your mouse in the top right hand corner, it shows you what you just did prior to. So it will jump you back and forth between the two. And you can scroll around, but that's not really kosher. You don't want to be scrolling around all over the place. Or, if you put your mouse up there, instead of just seeing what you did last, if you slide your mouse down the left hand side, you can see everything you were doing. Now, be in mind, a lot of stuff will be open on your machine if you're just constantly clicking around, and you may need to close some stuff. You can simply right click and hit close, and you can start closing all these things. Also, if you're using this Internet Explorer app, everything's in the bottom, where it's not typically where people are used to it. Now, if you're doing stuff and multiple windows are open and you can't figure out how to close or navigate back and forth, you can simply right click anywhere in the machine on your screen, and it will bring up this extra window up here. And this is where you can add or take away other windows, so you can always close them. So we don't want that one, we don't want that one either. And we'll go back to the start area. So that's a quick rundown. If you need any more information on stuff, feel free to contact me and I will give you a quick tutorial on maybe some more features of Windows 8 that you might need to know. Just before I close, why don't we go, I'll show you. If you go to settings here, you can go down to power, and this is how you shut off your machine. Alright, that's been a look at Windows 8. Thank you.